I'm Aaron Baker, you're in the GSM Nation, and today we're talking about the Sony Xperia Z1. The newest flagship from Sony. Can it compete with HTC, Samsung, and more? Let's go find out in the full review. Another Snapdragon 800 based device to land in select markets. Now this thing design-wise looks a lot like the Xperia Z, and you can see it reflects that all around. On the side, you've got your power button, your volume rocker, your camera shortcut button, your lanyard hole, your shortcut here, or button, I should say, flap, door, whatever you want to call it, which accesses your micro SIM card slot. Up top, 3.5mm headphone jack. To the side, on the left spine, micro SD card slot, micro USB charging port, both of these behind doors. And then you can see down here an area for a dock as well, and speaker at the bottom. Much like the Xperia Z, this is dust resistant, water resistant as well, and it brings a really impressive spec sheet to a device that's 8.5mm thin when all is said and done. Tech spec wise, we're looking at this device having a lot of great features all around. You've got a 20.7 megapixel camera with 1080p HD recording capabilities, a 2.2 gigahertz quad-core Snapdragon 800 CPU, 5-inch 1080p HD display with 441 pixels per inch. On the sides here, again 8.5mm thin, a 3000 milliamp hour non-removable battery, and then HSPA Plus connectivity on AT&T, LTE connectivity if you're bringing this in to have it work on T-Mobile USA. This device is available now for $749 from GSM Nation and is packing Android 4.2, also known as Jelly Bean, with Sony's user interface, formerly known as Timescape UI. And you can see changes to the user interface all around here. I've got this nice little sidebar here where I can organize my applications by my own order, alphabetical, which is how I have it configured, most used, for example, or installed. The ones that I've installed out of the box, the ones that came with the device itself that aren't Sony official applications. Now running through these really quickly, you'll see some devices or some applications rather that are part of it being from Poland, but some of these are Sony installed applications such as Album, going down through here, Movies, going through here, Sony Select, Social Life, Walkman, and more. And you can see those are on the home screen as well out of the gate. Let's take a look at messaging on this device, and we'll see how the keyboard looks and how this overall looks to have a 5-inch display. You can see Sony's Xperia keyboard right here out of the gate, and obviously with Android you have the ability to customize your keyboard options. I have Google Voice Typing, Xperia Chinese keyboard, and Xperia keyboard out of the box. Now we'll go down here and we'll say the quick brown elephant is happy that it is Wednesday. Wednesday, there we go. And of course, portrait to landscape transitions are nice and fast on this device. Everything moves pretty quickly. Internally, you're looking at 16 gigabytes of storage, 2 gigabytes of RAM. So as expected, this phone performs relatively quickly. You've got your on-screen buttons as well. You'll notice in Android 4.2, this button corresponds to what you're using it for. So for example, right now it's acting as a minimize button. When I click this, it doubles up as a back button. You can see recent applications here as well, home. And one thing I like about this device in the recent applications area, you're gonna see these quick applications right here. So I can load up Gmail, for example, or I can go back in here and add it to my actual area down here, press and hold and drag it, and we'll see easy access to Gmail. But then these are pretty functional. Timer, for example, I can come in here and select browser if I want to, and I've got all of these that I can put on screen and have them act as multitasking like options. I can type in a web page, for example, gsmnation.com, or I can go to the timer and I can run these quick applications whenever I want to, wherever I want to. So for example, calculator, I can add that to the home screen as well, and I can use these in multitask. Now it's not necessarily as efficient as what Samsung has to offer in TouchWiz with the Galaxy S4 and the Galaxy Note 3, but I do find this to be nice to be able to have these and move these around as I see fit. They just don't line up as properly perhaps as the Galaxy Note 3 and the Galaxy S4 devices with the latest version of TouchWiz pre-installed. Let's go ahead and jump out of these and take a look at the 20.7 megapixel camera, arguably the star of the show on this device. 20.7 megapixels, 1080p HD video recording capabilities, and you can see a wealth of modes here as well. I've got superior auto mode, manual mode, time shift burst, picture effect, sweep panorama, AR effect. I've got Info Eye, Social Live, and more. So for example, Superior Auto is what it comes on out of the box, optimizes it, and we'll bring in this just to get a quick look at text. Samsung micro SD card, for example, and we'll bring it in so it'll focus. Snap that picture, and the flash happened to turn on. We can obviously turn that off in settings. Got my video recording capabilities here as well, but even with a flash washing it out slightly, pretty impressive there to have it that close for a 20.7 megapixel cell phone camera. I'll go ahead and turn that off as well, and you'll notice that you just had red eye reduction there also. Snap, and I can jump right in and access that, and of course pinch to zoom as responsive as you would imagine it to be, and you've got that nice ability to edit as much as you want to. And I can come in here to all my pictures and see not only those but some of the wallpapers I have on the device out of the box. And of course full settings include self timer, smile shutter, preview, burst, face registration, and of course within video some more options, and of course over here geotagging, data storage, and more. So lots of different choices here to make this device your own and take the pictures that matter most to you. Time shift burst may be a particularly good one. I enjoyed that one. It's find the best photo taken from burst images. So perhaps your child's running across the street and he's chasing a ball, for example, and you want to take pictures of that. You can do that with time shift burst. Sweep panorama and more. Info eye, social live, and more. Really a nice camera all around, and definitely the star of the show on this unit. And obviously the Sony ecosystem is pretty huge here as well. Walkman, album, movies, Sony Select, and more. Through Sony Select, obviously not connected, but I have the ability here to come in, take a look at music, movies, and more, and download those using Sony's ecosystem. And arguably they're one of the few, along with Samsung and LG, that really have a big play in the ecosystem market on Android. They've got Sony TVs, they've got Sony sound systems, they've got all that good stuff. So Walkman makes sense, historical name there. Movies, Sony Select, and of course album really make this device worth taking a look at. Keep it locked right here on GSM Nation for more on the Sony Xperia Z1. We're on Twitter at GSM Nation, Facebook, facebook.com/GSM Nation. Let us know what you think of Sony's newest flagship device, the Xperia Z1. Thanks for watching. Keep it locked right here on GSM Nation, and we will see you next time.